Wow. Let me post the link out, man. We gotta get people knowing that we are live, because honestly, guys, there is a lot to dissect. There is a lot to dissect. Let me set this out. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and all that glorious stuff. Road to 1.5k. Yeah. Honestly, I'm happy. Wait one sec. I'm just posting this link out. But yeah. At the end of the day, we have had an amazing window. We've seen Alexander Isak come in, of course. It's a great signing. The pitches are great, and everything's looking great on that end. We've seen the fall through of Marc Guehi, which is unfortunate, and we've also seen players like Kirkes, Frimpong, Florian Wirtz, Leone also coming as well. So overall, we've made a lot of good additions. I feel like it's been a overall good window. And just saying, man, on paper, we have won the window. On paper, we've won the window. And the reason why I say on paper is we don't know how good a window is until we see a lot of these players play, until we see a lot of these players perform. So far, the best Liverpool window based on the outcome and the result was the midfield rebuild window when we signed Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch. I know Endo came in that window. That window was probably our best window because all of those players went on to be key pivotal for parts of us winning the league, and even that season having a deep challenge for the league title. So overall, there's not really much to complain about. Like as a Liverpool fan, there's not much to complain about. Yeah, you can say the Marc Guehi stuff, you can say the midfielder was needed and all that type of stuff. But overall, there isn't really a lot to complain about as a Liverpool fan. We had a far better window than we expected. We've seen year after year that Klopp will be given a war chest, Liverpool will be getting a war chest, and we've seen underwhelming windows. We've seen very underwhelming windows. Remember, after the back of Champions League, winning the Champions League, we got Adrian. We got Adrian as a main signing. Like people need to keep that in mind. Like we've had bad windows, and we've had bad windows and gone on to do well in the season. We've had bad windows and gone on to do bad. So it depends. It depends on how your squad is currently constructed, and if is there any necessary improvements to be made. That's the way I see it. But overall, I'm happy about the Isak signing. And I was talking to someone on Twitter, and they said that in his personal opinion, and he's an Arsenal fan, that he feels like Isak is Mbappe level. Me personally, I don't know about that. But at the end of the day, there's not really a lot I can say to that, you know? There's not really a lot I can say to that. At the end of the day, we just got to wait and see. We got to wait and see. And yeah, man. I'm gassed. As you can tell. Let me get the pictures. Yeah. Let me see. 1 second. Here. Okay. So let's go. Let me get this up. Okay, we drag this here. I'll put this here. We're gonna get some pictures up so that we can actually relive the moment that we saw him in a Liverpool jersey. Let me go on the official Liverpool. Let's close down my DMs because I'm not trying to expose conversations that I've had with friends and that. Okay, let's do this. Okay, share screens. Okay, let's get this up right here. Okay, let's go down. So as you guys can see, look at this. Look at this, man. Look at this. Alexander Isak. An honor and a privilege to join this incredible club at Liverpool. A proud day for me and my family. Can't wait to get going and see you all soon, Reds. That's hype. That's hype. And the other thing about the interview, Isak was very straight to the point, very cold in terms of his approach, and very direct. He didn't say much. He wasn't crazy animated. He just came in and go, I want to win. He came in and said, I want to win. I want to win everything. And one thing we got to understand is this. I know people that are Newcastle fans are upset about this. And I'm going to say this about Guehi. I'm going to keep the same energy. When it's all said and done, to some of these players, it is just business. It is just business. And at the end of the day, as a fan, we're going to be emotional. We're going to be upset. We're going to want our best players to stay at our club. That is perfectly fine, and that is perfectly normal. But at the end of the day, for some of these guys, it is just business. It's just business, you know? It's just business. Damn, the boy is finally in red, just in the wrong one. Hey, Andrew, man. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, because a lot of Arsenal fans were saying that he was going to be an Arsenal player. But at the end of the day, Liverpool did the groundwork. Liverpool carried on pushing, and Liverpool tempted him at the next step. And Newcastle fumbled. And when he wanted that new contract, they should have given him that new contract. Players like Isak and other players, when they have ambitions to win, they move on. We saw him at Real Sociedad, 3 years, moved on to Newcastle. Now he was at Newcastle 3 years, moved on. Who knows? He's going to be at Liverpool for 3 years when he's 28. Is he going to try and move? I don't know. But what I do know is, as long as he's here, we got to take advantage of trying to maximize how much we can do in the window. We got to maximize how much we can do in the window that we have him, the window that he's here, the window that he's about to enter or show off his prime. We got to maximize that by winning as much as possible, by playing in as many competitions and making deep runs as much as possible. And the expectation for this season is to win the Premier League again. And obviously try and have a very deep run in the Champions League. A lot of people are going to say both, but I know football does not work like that. You can't just expect, because of the signing of Isak, because of the signing of Florian Wirtz, that we're going to walk the league. Walking the league does not exist. Walking the league does not exist. Like, it just doesn't, man. It just doesn't, man. We were in a very competitive league. Every player has to show up for every game and have to apply every team with a good amount of respect when we're playing them. Okay, great signing. Liverpool now have the foundation to build upon and succeed in and success is on the way. Yeah, hopefully. Like me, I'm one of those Liverpool fans where I'm trying to be realistic. I'm trying to be honest with myself in terms of how things are going to go down. As you guys can see, you see him here. Now we don't have to use those Photoshop pictures. We got the actual picture. This is cold. This image right here is cold. This image right here is very cold. But let me stop sharing. But at the end of the day, what it really boils down to is just this. We got to maximize the fact that we have Florian Wirtz, the fact that we have Hugo Ekitike, the fact we have Alexander Isak. We got to maximize everything as much as possible. That's what it's all about in this window. And that's what it's all about, man, because nothing is guaranteed in football. Like I said, on paper, if you want to say we had the best window in history, blah, 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 even though I don't think that's the case. I think the 09 Real Madrid window, when they signed Kaká and then they broke the transfer record and they signed Cristiano Ronaldo. I feel like that's the greatest transfer window of all time. And I'm pretty sure they had Benzema that when that window was insane. But overall, great signing, great move, and it puts us in a very strong position to contend, and it puts us in a very strong position to transition without Mohamed Salah. And speaking of without Mohamed Salah, let me quickly build you guys a squad that we could have when Salah goes to AFCON. Because right now, and in the words of Have Hope, HH, Salah has been selling fruits. He's been selling fruits. And when I mean selling fruits, he has been a market man. A market man in terms of he is playing like he's a plumber. He is playing, no offense to plumbers, by the way. He's been playing like a guy that football is in his full-time career, because the first touches I saw in that Arsenal game was diabolical. Diabolical first touches. I might as well tilted a trampoline to one side, kick the ball against the trampoline. That's what Salah's touch was. And we need to see better from him. We need to see more from him. We need to see him produce. And I think it's a mixture of him trying to find his place in the team and him trying to understand what he has to do and how he has to do it. Will he cook? I hope so. But I feel like when you have Salah now, when you have Isak, Ekatike, Florian Wirtz, it's going to be very hard to lock in. On Salah. Doubling Salah is not possible. As you guys can see, like and subscribe. Doubling on Salah is not possible. You can't do that no more. And then we have the possibility of let me set up this team for you guys and show you how I think we should line up. And I said this before when wrong wing. Okay, no, I need to put Kirkes there. I need to put Milos Kirkes, which, by the way, he had an outstanding game over the weekend. Kirkes was phenomenal. I was a big critic of Kirkes. I was calling him Twerkes. I was calling him Moreno. But against Arsenal, he was phenomenal. He had a phenomenal game, by the way. After this, we're going to get on to Marc Guehi. Is Isak an option for Burnley? So I saw an interview, and Isak tried to say, hopefully he can play, but he said it's kind of tricky because he hasn't played any minutes. So he said, well, I'm going to get around to the other comment. He said he hasn't had many minutes, and due to the lack of minutes, he don't know where he's at fitness-wise. Obviously, we know he's not injured, but we need to get up to speed in fitness. Maybe he can get some minutes for Sweden. And if he gets some minutes for Sweden, it really depends on how he looks. I've been someone that has done individual training. And if you individually train properly, you should be ready to play a match. But matches are kind of weird in the sense that not every game is the same. Some games are slow paced. Some games are fast paced. Some games are a mixture of both, depending on how it really comes down to how the team sets up. And obviously, it's going to be a bit different because he hasn't trained with his teammates. He hasn't really had time. And the fact with Hugo Ekitike hitting the ground running, there's not really a rush to play Alexander Isak. There's no rush. We got Ekitike. We can ease him in. We can bring him on in like the 70th or 80th minute because Sot has put out there that Ekitike has had some fitness issues. So that is very possible as well. Okay, let's see. On FPL, don't think he will get no game time. It depends. It depends. Against a team like Burnley, you wouldn't really like to think you need him. But do you think he's gonna make his debut in the Merseyside derby? Because I'm pretty sure that's the week after. I'm pretty sure that's the week after. I'm pretty sure the Merseyside derby is the week after. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Okay, let's see. Hi, everyone. Okay. Cheap viewers on. Okay. Let's see. Don't forget we have watch-alongs this season, previews, rival shows on March. Yeah, as you guys can see there. I'm setting up this team still. of how we can look. I said this before a while back, but there's a lot of things. He should be fit for Chelsea. I would. That's the wrong Konate. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if he plays against Everton, because I'm not gonna lie, you guys know Everton have looked pretty decent this season. So since Everton have looked decent this season, there may be a moment where we might actually need him. And remember, Van Dijk made his debut against Everton, and he had barely any game time. And we saw how that went when Van Dijk got that winner. Maybe Isak can get a winner for us, man. Who knows? Who knows? That would be hype. That would be gas, man. I've been watching so many videos of people that people have put together, man. And that's one thing I can say that I like about the social media era, is that we get so many talented people able to put really nice edits together of a player moving, the whole story of how the saga went and everything. It is a beautiful sight to see, honestly. It's a beautiful sight to see. Okay, we put Ryan Grav, which, by the way, Gravenberch was great against Arsenal. Gonna be pivotal this season. Okay. Mac Callister. Okay. Dominic Szoboszlai. Okay. Dom. Okay. You look like Gerald with that free kick, man. Okay, let's see what's there. Okay. Yo, shout out to Dragon Ball Z, man. Freeze a sub, man. Yo, what's good, man? Okay, let's see. What else? I'm too far down. Okay, let me catch up to the chat. Gently, easy, second, should be fit. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes. We better get Guehi in January. Can't see him in any other shirt because Chelsea might go for him. And people say Liverpool fans are entitled. Andrew, if you're in the chat, can you see this comment right here? Can you see this? Because if you guys don't know, Andrew's a friend of mine. Yeah, can you see this comment right here? We are shook that Chelsea might take him. Like, at the end of the day, what it boils down to is Guehi was a professional. We're gonna get around to that. I'm not gonna say too much right now. We're gonna talk about Guehi because there's a lot to unpack with that. At the end of the day, the only person that you can blame is Steve Parish and Liverpool pursuing Guehi so late in the window. If you wanted to put blame on Liverpool, why didn't, like, I made a video a month ago saying that Guehi to Liverpool is close. Like, Fabrizio even said that Liverpool have agreed the terms with him a month ago. Why did it take over a month to get a deal like that over the line? Maybe it's like I said, it's Liverpool's fault to a certain degree, and then it's Steve Parish. I do not blame Glasner at all. But like I said, I'm going to dive in deep into that because at the end of the day, Glasner got 1 year left in his contract. He's trying to win as much as he can and go down as the greatest Palace manager in history. He probably already is, depending on who you ask. But he's trying to leave his imprint on that club. So I don't blame him. At the end of the day, if you're giving me tools if you want me to work at my job, give me the right tools to succeed at my job. Don't put me in position to fail. That's the way I see it, man. And that's just me keeping it a buck and keeping it 100. But anyways, that's my opinion on that. Okay, let me see this. Wait, what position do I need to do? Okay. Here you go. Okay. And then okay, let's see. I can't lie, I've lost all faith in Glasner. I don't like him no more. The way he treated Guehi. At the end of the day, it's not about the way he treated Guehi, man. Guehi's made it clear that I am okay with staying right here. I want to leave. I'm not going to disrespect Palace. Palace have done so much for me. I want to stay. I want to go, but if you want to make me stay, I'm not going to kick up a fuss. I'm just going to act like a professional and do my thing. I'll leave in January, which not sign a new contract and leaving in January is a very honorable thing to do because you basically done your due diligence, you've honored your contract, and yeah. Okay. Forget Guehi, no drama. Leone is the future. Watch this space. I will see. We could have both. Come on. Glasner is the second. Man. Bro. Do you think it would have been smarter option for Palace to assault Guehi? Okay. So let's just talk about Guehi, and I get to the squad now because right now everybody wants to talk about Guehi, so let's talk about Guehi. Okay. So we spoke, Andrew, you know, we've spoken to Palace fans. We've spoken to Palace fans. We've spoken to everybody about this, that, because if you don't know, me and Andrew, we're from that area. We're from the area of where Palace fans are. I'm from South. So at the end of the day, what it boils down to is, do you believe Palace are one of the best teams in the Europa Conference? Answer that question. If you believe that Palace are one of the best teams in the Europa Conference, you got to keep Marc Guehi. You got to keep Marc Guehi. You got to keep Marc Guehi. Because if you believe Palace are one of the best teams in the Europa Conference, you got to keep Marc Guehi and you got to try and win that Europa Conference League and give Palace the best period of their whole entire existence. You got to maximize that window because at the end of the day, Guehi's leaving regardless. Glasner might leave. His contract expires next year regardless. So at the end of the day, he got to try and do the most he can while he's here. So telling Guehi, speaking to Guehi, because he spoke to Guehi. Remember, people are forgetting. He spoke to Guehi. He spoke to Guehi like the Newcastle board spoke to Isak. And Guehi basically made it clear that he's okay with staying. He's okay with staying. He might have said to him, bro, give me until January. We don't know. So from a Palace standpoint, Palace are one of the best teams in the Europa Conference. You got to try and win that Conference League. You got to try and win that Conference League and carve yourself in European glory. If Isak is fully fit by October, then it's perfect because you can rest Gakpo, Hugo Ekitike, and Isak at times. And if you need another striker, we can buy in January. Yeah, that's smart. What people need to understand is this year. People say this person got to start, man, because I've seen SDS and the stuff that they've said on there and all these other things. This guy got to start. This guy got to start. This guy got to start. What you guys need to understand is not when players complain about not playing games, they do not complain about not starting games. They complain about minutes. It's all about minutes. It's all about minutes. It doesn't matter if you don't start every game. If I'm getting a good amount of football, who gives a flying shit? That's what it comes down to. Ekitike and Isak do not always have to start every single game. They do not have to start. Just because you signed them doesn't mean they have to start. Wirtz comes off, Wirtz comes on, Wirtz plays, Wirtz may rest some games, Ekitike may play, Ekitike may rest some games, Isak may play, Isak may rest some games. That is how football should be. Players complain when they do not get serviceable minutes. That's what it's all about. And that's what I need people to understand. These guys do not have to start every single game. Don't listen to rival fans saying that, how is it going to work? It's going to work because we're going to be able to interchange. And people are saying, well, this is the most Haaland and Julian Alvarez thing ever. At the end of the day, Julian Alvarez was not a big fan of England. Julian Alvarez was a guy that was not playing every game. Ekitike, you look at his interview. I can play a front two. I can play this. I can play that. At the end of the day, what you guys got to understand is this, yeah. Liverpool are in a position for when Salah leaves to transition with no wingers and just have flying fullbacks being giving us the width. and then have Gakpo in rotation. We're in that position to do that. Like, we got a lot of, like, have you ever seen Darwin Núñez complain? Okay, obviously he complained about minutes towards the tail end of his career, but let's go back to Klopp. When Klopp was rotating teams in and out. Did Gakpo ever complain about minutes on the Klopp? Did Diaz ever complain about minutes on the Klopp? Did Núñez ever complain about minutes on the Klopp? Did Jota ever complain about minutes? We've had about 6 forwards. Like, Chiesa barely played and he said he wants to stay. Chiesa barely played and he said he wants to stay. So I don't understand this narrative of everybody has to start. Everybody don't have to start. There's going to be certain points in the season we make deep runs where we're going to be playing 3 or 4 games, three games a week, 2 games a week, 3 games a week. Like, there's a lot of games and a lot of players are getting injured. You've seen Arsenal's fullbacks falling down like flies. Timber went down, which I think was down to cramp. We saw Saliba go down. We saw what's his name? We saw Saka go down. We've seen players get injured left and right. Man City sold Alvarez and they paid the price. Remember, Man City sold Alvarez, they paid the price, and they quickly bought Mamouche. You see what I mean? Depth is needed. Chelsea got... Delap is injured now. And look who they have. They just have João Pedro. You need quality, guys. You need quality in all these positions. Because we're in an era where injury is very much more prevalent. Okay. The bid was on the table for 3 weeks, bro. At the end of the day, you know, you and I both know what happened. Glasner did not want that deal to happen because Glasner feels like he can win the Europa Conference. I'm telling you, I'm from South. Palace fans feel like they can win the Europa Conference. If Real Madrid fans saying Liverpool, if Real Madrid fans said this about Slot, saying why isn't Slot letting Konate leave? Why isn't Slot letting Konate leave? Would you want to sell Konate now for 35 mil? You probably wouldn't. You would rather keep Konate and challenge for the stuff you can challenge for. It's the same thing. They did accept late because Paris thought he was going to get the money that he wanted and he thought he was going to be able to power through. And plus, they're trying to haggle for a little bit more money. And then he said, oh, shit, he could go for free in January as a pre-contractual agreement. Let me just quickly try and get money. It's the ownership's fault because he got bullied by Glasner. Glasner threatened to walk, and you can't let your greatest ever manager in your history walk like that. It just is what it is. I think Guehi will be signed in January. Wouldn't be surprised if a deal gets agreed behind closed doors and announced in December that he signs in January. Hopefully. Until then, we got to pray for Gomez. We got to pray for Konate. We got to pray for Van Dijk. We got to pray for Leone. Until then, we got to pray. Also, do you know if Wingplay is a true journalist or I've never heard of that guy in my whole entire life. This is the first time I'm hearing of him. Yes. What do you think? What do you think, in your opinion, is likely? Guehi in January, probably summer. If I'm Palace, I would not want to sell him in January. I probably want to sell him in summer unless I get adequate replacement. What happened? When they meant to sign Diamande? Why didn't they sign Diamande? Like why didn't they sign Diamande? I need to find out about that. Don't worry, I'm gonna ask my guys, man, because like I said, when it comes to Palace news, I know people that are tight with that stuff. I'll ask them. Why didn't they sign Diamande? I actually respect Palace's decision to keep their player right now. This is the best position they've been in, and they can be real contenders in the competition. Yeah, like I said, Conference League, they got to go for it, man. Like, I'm telling you, being a South Londoner, man, it's going to be rocking if they win the Conference League. Like, I was getting people booming, buzzing down the street when they won the FA Cup, man. That shit was amazing. Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Who is he then? Who is who? Glasner created this, but if a big club wants him, he will be gone. Glasner wouldn't have given a dime about any. At the end of the day, man, it's a selfish business. At the end of the day, man, this is all business. At the end of the day, it's a selfish business. As much as we like to hope that football has honor and there's honor and loyalties, man, we've seen several verbal agreements broken in this window. We've seen players go on strike. We've seen clubs banish players to this freaking shadow realm. We've seen every underhanded, dirty tactic played by clubs and played by players. It's just the game of the game. It comes in roundabouts, just like VAR. VAR may benefit you one week, the next week it is doing you dirty. It is just the name of the game. It's just how things are, you know. Okay, if you're a player, would you still go to? Yes, yes, bro. Yes. Olise got his move. Eze got his move. All of these guys got their move. At the end of the day, if we can't replace Konate, would you want Konate to be sold? We literally pulled the plug on the Gomez deal. We pulled the plug on the Gomez deal. Yes. Bro, come on, guys. Wait. Yes, you can sign players. You can make an agreement, have everything ready, and then when it comes to January, the player will be officially yours. Because he said that we have a pre-contract agreement to sign. No, we don't. No, we don't. That guy's just chatting shit, man. Dizazi from Chelsea was right there. Dizazi for Chelsea's nickname Disaster, man. Come on, man. Dizazi from Chelsea, his nickname is Disaster. Man, come on. Dizazi's name is nicknamed Disaster, bro. I get the thing about the Conference League with Palace, but Guehi could be playing against Madrid. You're not getting this. You're not getting this. Let me break it down to you guys properly. The guy has made it clear. I am from South London. These are his words. I am not going to force a move. If Palace want me, and he said this at the beginning of the window, if Palace don't want me to leave, I will see out my contract. If Palace let me go and I've agreed a team, I will go. At the end of the day, the player didn't push for the move bad enough. He didn't say to Glasner, I want to leave. I need to go. I want to go to Liverpool right now. I respect you, bro. I thank you for the services. Thank you for the work. I want to leave right now. And because he didn't do that, that's why he's still there. That's what you guys gotta understand. Come on, man. Come on. We would do the same thing for Konate. We would do exactly the same thing for Konate. If like we did the same thing for Trent. We did the same thing for Trent. Real Madrid tried to come in and swoop for him in January, and we said, nah, fam. Trent didn't push for the move. He saw his contract and then left. At the end of the day, guys, contracts gotta mean something. Contracts gotta mean something. Exactly, but he didn't care. Okay. Nice guys finished last bracket players. Players should do what's best for them, and clubs should do what's best for them. We can swing it both ways. Players should do what's best for them. Clubs should do what's best for them. I feel sorry for Gomez, though. Chance to play for AC Milan would have been a good move. It would have been good for me, but like I said, it's a business, man. Clubs do what's best for them. Players do what's best for them. It just is what it is. Guehi should have put a foot down like some other players. He didn't want to. He respects Palace. He was like, go and watch a Guehi interview. He's not that type of guy. Watch a Guehi interview. He's not that type of guy. Bro was winning man of the matches and said, damn, why did they give it to me? There's so many great performances out. Like, come on, man. He's not that type of guy. Yeah, we hear a lot of things. At the end of the day, if he wants to move, he'll get the move. He'll get the move, man. There's no worry. It's just that it would have been great to have him now. Guehi was a step. It was a step, man. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Palace could have got Kurt Zuma on a free, maybe. Kurt Zuma hasn't been the same since he had them injuries. Like I said, you guys are naming meaty guys that are not even coming close to Guehi level, even potential to be Guehi level. At the end of the day, the real question you got to answer is what happened to the Diamande deal? That's the real question you got to ask yourself. But anyways, guys, let me show you this lineup that we could have in AFCON when Salah is gone. I'm going to do a couple of this, and then after that, I need to get food. I am hungry as a mother fudderucker, man. Trying to keep it PG, not trying to swear on stream. Okay. You see this right here. Okay, so everybody asked me. Everybody wanted to know how this team would work with Isak and Ekitike. And there you go. And there you go. As you guys can see, Alisson in goal, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz, McAllister, Gravenberch, Ekitike, Isak. And off the bench, you got Cody Gakpo, Rio, you got Federico Chiesa, who's actually starting to get more minutes, and I'm starting to see him be more sharp. And I actually really liked his cameo. As you guys can see, this team right here is a team that we should play when Salah's out of AFCON. And I feel like we can get a lot of success with this team. And I feel like with Frimpong and Kirk, we've got the whip, and we've got the energies of Szoboszlai, and we got Gravenberch, who we've seen in the Arsenal game that has stepped into a back three and given us more stability. At the end of the day, I feel like this could work. I feel like this could do really well. And if worst comes to worst, if we still want to play wingers, yes, 4-4-2 diamond, basically. Yes, 4-4-2 diamond. Real Madrid did that when they had Benzema and Ronaldo up front. And then the 10, I think they had in the 10 they had Isco, and then they had Modric, Casemiro, Cruz. There was another guy in that middle. I can't remember. It wasn't Fede Valverde, but it was somebody else. I can't remember. But yeah, I think, was it Khedira? I can't remember. Of course. At the end of the day, what it boils down to is Szoboszlai being able to play right back has given us another dimension and given us more value to him as a player. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure if you guys saw that diagonal pass. I thought we still had that light-skinned brother. Who I'm not gonna mention his name, the Scouser that left us. I thought we still had him with that diagonal pass to Wirtz, and Wirtz just boom, control, glued to his feet, glued to his foot. Perfect, immaculate ball control. It had me smiling. I'm like, damn, like it was great. Okay, yep, I think we will go with 2 up top when Salah is away at AFCON. Yep, and if Salah doesn't have the best season yet, guys, I'm not saying he's gonna have a bad season. If he doesn't have the best season, I would not be surprised if this is Salah's final season. Because I'm hearing that Olise is a potential availability, a player that's available, that player that has a release clause that can be triggered by Premier League clubs. I would not be surprised. You see this right there, guys. You see what Olise did? That's what all players should do. Have a release clause. Have stuff implemented in your contract. If you feel like there's a chance you might leave, or you feel like there's an ambition step up, do not sign contracts that don't give you leeway to leave when you want to leave. Alexander McAllister signed a contract. He was able to join Liverpool for 35 mil. Frimpong was able to come to Liverpool for around a similar price. At the end of the day, guys, players need to protect themselves. The club needs to protect themselves. When you're a good player, the club security is your contract. When you're a good player, the player security is their release clause. You need both of those. Club needs contract length security. Players need release clause length security. No verbal agreement. Verbal agreement can be, you can deny a verbal agreement even happened. You could deny a verbal agreement didn't even happen, man. Okay, the only thing that stops Liverpool from winning the trophies is injury and chemistry and defensive stability. Chemistry, defensive stability, and not thinking that only injuries can stop us. Because you guys need to know, this is all mental. It doesn't matter about, like, you see all of this, yeah. This is cool. This is nice on paper. But it doesn't matter if these players don't come out every week and give the opponents the respect that they deserve. Play the game properly. Don't treat it like it's your 5-year-old cousin that you're trying to go easy on FIFA. You got to play the game. All right, we're not getting Saka, bro. We're not getting Saka. And Elise is better than Saka. And Saka's having hamstring injuries. Like, we're not getting Saka. Me personally, I prefer Elise than Saka. And Elise is younger. Elise is younger, I think. We're not getting Saka, man. And Saka's injured anyway. Saka would not come to us out of respect. I don't see us getting Saka, man. I don't understand this dream of us getting Saka, man. Like, I don't see that happening. And especially with all these hamstring, like, you guys don't understand. Hamstring injuries are no joke. Hamstring injuries are no joke. And he's out with another one. He had hamstring surgery. That would take away your pace. And that can mess you up psychologically. Imagine you trying to run and you feel like, if I run full pelt, will it go? Like, come on. But yeah, like this stuff on the screen, as you see, it doesn't mean nothing, man. We got to play properly. We got to take every team seriously. We got to punish every team. No easy mode, no relentlessness. We do not have the title. We have the title in terms of we won it last year, but to retain, we need to fight for this title. Winning the league title once is one thing. Going back to back is a completely different ball game, and it's completely difficult. Not as eventful as this summer, though. Not as eventful as this summer. I already see us get like one big player, or maybe two. Maybe we might get a midfielder. It depends. It depends what Liverpool feel we need. It really depends. But I feel like this team will be better next season because you have another year under the belt. More players have gelled. All of that stuff. Yeah. I feel like right now we're having teething problems in terms of the team chemistry and what we're trying to do. What do you think of Verse so far? Average, mid, mediocre, below par, underwhelming. You can pick one of those words. That's how I feel about Florian so far. Really good in the second half. The second half against Arsenal was probably his best piece of football since he's been at the club. But overall, underwhelming, average, mid, mediocre. Obviously, mid and mediocre, same thing. Underwhelming, like I said, all of those words, that's what describes Florian versus time at Liverpool so far, if I'm being honest. Liverpool will get Guehi in January 100%. We'll see. We'll see. That's what we can do. We'll see. Nothing's guaranteed in life. Nothing's guaranteed in life except death, man. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Any more questions? If not, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna get food. I'm gonna relax. I am going to enjoy the rest of my day before I have football training later today. So hopefully that goes well. Hopefully I put on a great performance, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But let's see if there's any more comments. Semenyo will probably be a target next season. To play where? He's gonna play on the right. What foot is Semenyo? Because I see him lash shots in the corner with his left, and I've seen last shots in the corner with his right. But if Semenyo is a target, he's going to cost at least like 60, 70 mil, unless he has a race clause implementing his contract, because he signed a new deal. He signed like a new 5-year deal at Bournemouth. But, yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with him. He's a baller. He's a baller. Shout out to Enz. Enz was on that Semenyo hype early on. That guy's a baller. That guy's a baller, man. Like, that guy is better than I thought he was, man. But yeah, guys, let's see. Next summer, we need a few players. We need a better bench. I agree. Rio's going to be better as well. Remember to smash the like button, guys. Yes, guys, smash the like button. Road to 1.5K. Smash the like button. Like and subscribe. Do all that glorious, glorious stuff. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here, because we've been alive for 45 minutes. I am starving. And I need to start to wind down. And and whatnot. But yeah, thank you guys for joining the stream. It's been a pleasure to have you guys. Malik Fofana was linked to whatever happened to him. Rio happened to him. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about everything. If you're watching the playback, I hope you guys enjoy it and whatnot. And I will catch you guys later.